Here with head wrestling coach Steve Hall. And Steve, now is a great opportunity to look back at the season to date and look at the weeks ahead. And you've amassed quite a schedule. You just got off a performance at the conference and championships. Can you talk about your experiences this weekend first?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty happy with what we did down there. I mean, we ended up, basically landing right on our seed, which was the 8th seed going in. We gave it a shot to see if we could, get our placing up a little bit higher than that, and gave a run at a couple teams. But wrestled well, wrestled tough, and we're pretty happy with our performance.
You got some great performances out of your lightweights this past weekend. It's always good to start a meet with wins, and getting those two to start 7-1 combined is a great way to start it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, Brian Amato has been on the national scene here now, pretty much the last 2 years, and it really put up a couple of really great wins. With the win over Murray last weekend here, who beat him in the match to go to nationals last year. That we're real happy with that. And then Steve Gendrich, as a freshman, is has really come into his own and done well.
No stranger to a tough schedule. I think we were talking before. 6 of the 10 losses to nationally ranked teams. That's got to say something to get you prepared for the postseason.
Well, I mean, for sure. I mean, listen, we're not we're here to compete and compete against the best, and you can't be the best until you beat the best. So I mean, yeah, we put a nice schedule together, wrestled a lot of teams all the way through in the northeast down to Pennsylvania and out west, and and as you said, we've got 10 losses, but 6 of those 10 are against nationally ranked teams.
And you've been barnstorming. Springfield was almost like a home match because you've been to Pennsylvania, you've been to Rochester, but you don't really leave Worcester for the next 2 weeks. Super quad this weekend, quad the next weekend. You got to be excited to wrestle in your own gym.
Oh yeah, I mean, no doubt about that. I mean, yeah, we put some miles on the bus tires here, and it's going to be nice to to stay at home for a couple weeks. We got some big matches there coming up.
Specifically this weekend, it's exciting. It's a super quad, which is rare here. I don't think we've had one in 6 or 7 years. But you get an opportunity to go against Plymouth State and Oneonta State. Southern Maine is also here. But then lurking is a little bit of a rival there at the end, Coast Guard. Talk about the whole weekend, but focus on that rivalry with Coast Guard that will be renewed again.
Yeah, I mean, with the way it just fell down with our schedule and everybody else's, we ended up with a super quad here today. This weekend. Oneonta State's a strong regional opponent here that we're preparing for the end of the year. We won't be wrestling Southern Maine. We've wrestled them twice already. Plymouth State's a traditional matchup for us. But then most importantly, we always look forward to our Coast Guard match. I mean, it's been a huge rivalry for us, really, for 30 years. So it's again, since I've been around here, unfortunately, it's a longer time than I want to admit, but. It's been the date that's been circled on the calendar every year. We have huge respect for the program. Academically, they pull a lot of the same type of load that we do. They've always done things the right way, and just been a real respectful program. In the 20 years, where this rivalry really took hold in the 70s, 80s, and then moving on into the 90s. In a 20-year period there, either Coast Guard or WPI won 9 of the 20 championships and placed second 8 the other times. So, that's the 2 dominant teams in a pretty long period of time here for the New England Wrestling Association.
And as the schedule happens to fall, it's on a Saturday, big alumni event also this weekend afterwards. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's really special and different about WPI. We've got, again, around here what's called the WPI Wrestling family. So we have a real tight alumni connection and guys that come back and give back to the program. And so what we have after this event is, a career mentoring program where we've got, Brian Chu, who's an executive VP at Bain Capital coming in, Tom Kilkenny, who's a regional manager, and a section manager at IBM, and Steve Gravlin, who's a program manager at BAE, coming in to really just talk with the guys and work with them on, preparing for life after WPI and making sure they're focusing on the right things and things to fill in their repertoire a little bit that they're not necessarily learning in the classroom here.
And then a good meal with everybody afterwards. So it should be a good weekend.
Yeah, sure. I mean, these guys won't have any trouble finding, the food table.
And play again, WPI this weekend. Plymouth State at noon. Oneonta State about 1:30, and then of course the rivalry match with Coast Guard looking to start about 4:30. Sports and Recreation Center. Coach, thanks for joining us, and best of luck this weekend.
All right, thanks, Rusty.